This is Team Dream Shooters with a G Gold Paladin deck profile. This isn't my final build. Well, I feel like it is, but I'm still playing around with it. But I think this is pretty good. So I'll just get straight to it with the grade 3s. So for the grade 3s, it's kind of weird. I run 4 Gurguit. So and Gurguit is basically your main grade 3 of the deck, because it's a stride base off him too. So he has 2 skills. The first one being GB2. His GB2 skill is on your opponent's turn. When he is attacked once per battle, you can sorry, that's kind of like this one. Yeah, you can counterblast 1, soul blast 1, and you can check the top 4 cards of your deck and call 1 to Guardian Circle. So if you're getting hit with something like a Maelstrom effect, you can PG from the deck. And his second skill is Counterblast 1. On stride, you can check the top 4, call 1 of the 4, and it gets 2,000 power, and then you shuffle your deck. So basically your go-to grade 3 when you stride, and it's okay to waste grade Counterblast. Next I run 2 Salvation Lion Grand Ezel Scissors, and his effect is Limit Break, Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 2, unlock all your cards, and if the number of rear guards you have is 5, until end of turn he gets 10k and a crit. And at end of turn, you soul charge 1 and unflip counter charge 1. So this is also good because it's anti-link Joker, and that's really good. And then I run 2 Dongal. Dongal is just not for the GB1 Unite, which gives him intercept and 5k shield, but for when they're placed on rearguard, he gets boost until end of turn. So it's basically a 10k booster, and it's not bad if you recall. Next to my grade 2s, I run 1 Parrymore. So he's basically a on-place Quill, and he's just there to like numbers. And next I run 3 Quill. Quill skill is Counterblast 1. When he's being boosted, I check the top 3, call 1 card, and shuffle the deck. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell. Parrymore's skill is Unite, and he gains 2k. And Unite is his basic skill, and his second skill is when it's placed on rearguard, and it doesn't have to be during the battle phase, and you can call it from hand or from deck. I mean, it doesn't be during the battle phase, but it can be during your turn, your main phase, and does not have to be called from the deck. It's just when placed, you call one of the top 3 and put the rest at the bottom, but do not shuffle. And basically, Unite is when a card, 2 or more cards are placed on rearguard or Guardian Circle during that turn. Next I run Bulgal. So basically he's your 14k attacker, Unite hitter. That's all he's there for, numbers. And next I run 4 Saphir. This guy's an old card from BT10. So basically when he's placed on rearguard from the deck, you can soul charge 1 and unflip the damage. So he's basically your counter charge and soul charge of the deck. So yeah. Next for the grade 1s, I run. Let's just get them all out. I run 2. What is this? Jeffrey. Sunshine Knight Jeffrey. So basically his skill is Unite. At the end of the battle he boosted, you put him into the soul and draw a card. So he's basically the soul filler for your Gurguit stride. Next I run 2 Drawblade Malegant. You don't really use him, but you only use him if you really need the counterblast, because the soul is mainly used for Gurguit stride. Next I run 3 Stride Fodder. So the stride enabler, his skill is, search for Gurguit, basic. And I run 3 Slay Me to counter that Maelstrom restriction guard, Tom guards, and 4 PG. Generic PG, because if they weren't generic, you couldn't call them from deck. Next for my starter is Coel. His skill is GB1 Unite. You check when you activate his skill, you put him into the soul, you check the top 3, call 1, and it gets 2,000, and then you shuffle the deck. So he's basically like a Gurguit, but Unite. Next we run 4 crit, Scarface Lion. Scarface Lion is your Heart Thump Worker clone. So you put him in the soul when your Gurguit attacks, and it gains 5k and you draw a card. That's really it. You don't really use it for the draw, more or less the soul. This is a star stand trigger of the deck. So basically, his skill is Unite. This it gets plus 3k, and at the end of the battle, it attacked or boosted. So it can be either in the front or the back. It just has to boost or attack. And at the end of the turn, you put it into the soul and counter charge. So it fills your soul and gives you counter blast back. The next card is your star stand trigger of the deck, which basically every time you Spirit Call, you can give that card plus 5,000 and draw a card and shuffle your deck. So basically, he's just beefing up your rear guards that are Spirit Called. And then 4 heal. Looking for that Trial Deck Liberator heal that isn't from the Bluish Flame one. So now let's just get to the strides. For strides, I run 1 Fighters Collection dude, because yeah, he's just your first stride, if not Campbell. So basically his skill is Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, check top 2, call 1, and put the rest at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, he's basically, if you call a Saphir off of him, it's just a free call. 1 Campbell, his skill is on hit, Superior Call. From the top 5, and it gains 2k, so that's, you don't really use that. Next I run 2 Ray Breath Dragon. Ray Breath Dragon's skill is Unite. He gets plus 5k, and all of your rear guards in the front row gain 2k, so that's pretty good. Next I run 2 Mithril Light Ezel Lion. So he's just basically like Ezel Scissors, where you get to unlock cards, except if you counter blast 1 and unflip a copy, you can check top 5 and Superior Call it, and when you Superior Call it, both him and the card you call gain power of the called card. So basically, if you call a 10k, both this card and the 10k gain 10k power. Next I run 2 Scourge Point Dragon. Scourge Point Dragon is basically like Gigantic Ringer, which is the stand trigger that gives 5k every time something is Superior Called, except he also gains 5k, so, you know, no PG, have fun trying to guard this. So that's it. And then we run 2 Spearcross Dragon, the most stupidest marketed hyped card, next to Quill and Amnesty. So basically his skill is Counterblast 2 and unflip a copy of him. If the number of cards in your G-Zone is 1 or more, you may pay the cost, and if you do, check the top 5 and call 1 card for each card face up in your G-Zone. So if you have 5, you can call the top 5. It's Counterblast 2, and then you put the rest at the back and shuffle the deck. And next we run 2 Gurguit Stride, the star of the deck. So basically it's Counterblast 1, Unite, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 2, and this unit gains 5,000 for each rear guard you have, and then all your rear guards gain 5,000. And that's not once per turn, so you could use it more than once. I like to use it 3 times in 1 turn for the heck of it. And next you run 4 G Guardians, 2 of the Fighter Collection, just cause it's 20k shield. And then I run 2 Slay Me Flare. Slay Me Flare is to get rid of the Dongal, which is the 10k grade 2 that gains grade 3 that gains boost. Because after that turn, you want to put it back to the deck because you don't really need it. That's really it for Slay Me Flare. The deck is overall pretty good. You fill up your field pretty fast, and you can get this guy up to 101k by itself, and your rear guards can get boosted up by at least 30k per column, if they're front and back row. So yeah, overall I think the deck is pretty good. I don't know about Overlord in this set because I don't have the deck, but I think this is pretty worth the money. If you can build it, build it. That's all. This is Jake from Team Dream Shooters signing out.